All right, guys, welcome back. Bear down, and on location at spring training, I'm going to give you guys your Chicago Bears fan-led mock draft pre-combine, pre-free agency. You know, I know that's a little bit bright there. Airbnb could only do so much with the windows there. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the fan-led mock draft. For those who weren't aware, we'll do another one after free agency before the draft hits. It was so much fun. There were almost 200 people in the chat at one point. You guys made all the decisions. You guys chose from cuts to signings, free agency, and then the draft, trading down, picking the players that we picked. And you know what? There's some of them that I haven't highlighted. And I will specifically choose some of these guys for the upcoming highlight videos because you guys chose them and I have not highlighted them yet. I can never say it enough, and I got to say it again right now. I appreciate every one of you being a part of this Bears community. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just go ahead and do it. This has been a lot of fun interacting, building this little fan base together. The Bears fan base is by far the best fan base on the face of the earth. So I appreciate every one of you guys tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that because you're going to enjoy this video, or wait till the end and still hit it. But go ahead and hit that button, smash it, help the algorithm thingy, help this thing get around. And then subscribe, hit those notifications as well. Let's get right into this thing. We're not going to go too deep into the nerdy analytics of the salary cap, but you guys know we stood right around 63 or 76 million. We know the salary cap has since been set. Since we did that, the NFL has announced the salary cap is set at $279,200,000. So with the Bears carryover, they had $284 million to spend. Well, after our free agency, after our draft, allocating every single penny in the appropriate draft picks to them, that we walked away with your fan-led mock draft of being $1.542 million available still after the cap. So we did well with you guys running this thing. All right, our first step, our re-signings, our signings, our free agency. And I didn't have room to fit Scott Dowley on here, but you guys chose to bring Scott Dowley back as a long snapper. No big deal on that one. Doesn't matter who the long snapper is. It's going to be a league minimum contract. But for the rest of these, you guys brought back Matt Pryor, Jack Sanborn, Jalen Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Josh Blackwell, Bill Murray, Daniel Hardy, and Jonathan Ford. Now, all three of these were exclusive right free agents. These ones here were, this one, and this one were restricted free agents. So we had to match the qualifying offers they got from other teams. But we brought them all back. We brought back Tevin Jenkins, which, with the news lately of Trey Smith, it sounds like it might be more and more of an option for the Bears to be able to do that. We'll see what happens. But then in free agency itself, you guys chose Kevin Zeitler, who I think is a genius move. Good job, fans. Chase Young, Drew Dahlman, Poona Ford, Rondell Moore, and Mo Alley Cox. And that's how you helped round out the Bears before we got to the actual draft. I think those are all solid options and ones the Bears should be considering. So this is how things looked heading into the draft. We still needed to get a wide receiver 3 in the draft, and we do know from the combine the Bears have been meeting with a couple that filled that exact role. Running back 1 and 2, same situation. Nose tackle, tight end 2, offensive tackle, left guard. These are backups here. Offensive tackle, left guard, center backups, safety, defensive end. So there's some holes to fill here, and these are the draft picks that we have in the draft. So 8 of those draft picks, good opportunity, and then you can always fill in some of those slots. Say Bill Murray right here. Maybe he can be your left guard backing up. We'll see how they feel about it. You got Daniel Hardy that could be the defensive end backup. So you got options. The Bears, we were in good position headed into the draft. And then as part of our fan-led mock draft, you guys decided to take advantage of the Seahawks wanting to trade up. Traded 110 for 118, 250, 5173, and a future 4th-round pick. Now, that's a little bit lucrative. I think we did good. We handled it just right. Got a little bit more value than the Seahawks. They overpaid by 10 to 20%, but it's actually a realistic take on this draft, depending on who they wanted to come up for. And then with that, here was our fan-led mock draft. Now, there's a whole, I'm going to link it in the description of this video. There's a whole 2.5, 3 hours where we had fun doing this. I really enjoyed this with you guys, so thank you for being a part of it. We are going to do this again, but these are the players you guys chose as we went through the mock draft. At first, we traded down, and you guys picked Walter Nolan. And those who haven't seen, he is the exact same size as Mason Graham. Mason Graham was a little overvalued on his size. Michigan might have made him seem a little bit bigger than he was. they're the exact same size. So it's going to be interesting to see where Walter Nolan goes in this draft, being identical size to Mason Graham and a little bit better production. We took Nick Scourton, who fell to us at 239. Is that realistic? I don't know. Production wasn't there, but really freak athletic traits. So if we can snag him at 239, great. 241, we took Donovan Jackson to help back up Tevin Jenkins and make sure that we have some reliable help that can develop and grow behind him. We took Caleb Johnson, running back, at 250. Elijah Arroyo at 372. Ozzie Trapillo, who the Bears are confirmed meeting with tomorrow at the Combine. They will be meeting with him. So this is pretty interesting there that Ozzie Trapillo is the guy that you guys took. Wide receiver Pat Bryant, who made his comments today of no rock, no block, no rock. So he's got that dog mentality of being an all-around team player from the University of Illinois. So you guys chose him, and I think he's a great fit for the Bears. Jonah Monheim, who is Caleb Williams' former teammate, who played left tackle when Caleb was with him and then moved over to center. Very versatile on the offensive line, so I think that's a valuable pick right there to be able to have him be a versatile lineman to be able to come in and help the Bears. C.J. West, defensive tackle, who had a very good showing at the Combine. All his athletic traits, he did very well on every one of the drills, even the ones that they don't have official scores for, the wave drill and the three-cone drill. I enjoyed watching C.J. West, so this is a great pick here. Jackson Woodard, who was also at the Combine. What's it called? That shouldn't be hard for me to remember. The Dick Butkus Award. So Jackson Woodard was a finalist for the Butkus Award. Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. So a good linebacker option for us to bring in as well. So those are all the pieces we picked up. And guys, I actually like your mock draft better than any one that I've done. And I need to highlight some of these guys now. I haven't done a highlight video on Donovan Jackson. I haven't done a highlight video on several of these guys. So our starting rotation, we have Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Drew Dahlman, Kevin Zeitler, Darnell Wright. I will remind you guys, with Tevin Jenkins, it has not been chronic injuries for him, things that are going to linger through his career. There have just been a lot of freak ones, different, ankle sprain, back, concussion, different things. But none of these should be lingering things that last forever. So Tevin Jenkins, a good option for the Bears. And then when you take someone like Donovan Jackson, that gives you some good depth behind him. That's a really high prospect. Donovan Jackson played several roles as well. But one thing I really like about this is something that Ben Johnson mentioned while at Combine interviews. Not just having the best front five, but having 8 to 10 guys that you can rely on to rotate in and out or have that stability and availability there. That's the biggest problem with the Bears last year. When guys got injured, we couldn't rely on the backups, and we had constant issues. Our backups gave more pressure than any other backups in the entire league. That's not good. And you can quote me on that. That is not a good thing. So we moved the quarterbacks, running backs. No big changes here. The big thing is just getting Caleb Johnson to pair up with DeAndre Swift, which I think is a huge perk, huge plus. Now, maybe it's Omarion Hampton, maybe it's Ashton Genty after the Combine. We'll find out. There'll be top 30 visits coming up very soon. Receivers, tight ends, we got DJ Moore, Rondell Moore with the speed, lightning quick speed, Roma Dunze, Tyler Scott, Pat Bryant, and in our tight ends room, we got Cole Kmet, Elijah Arroyo, and Mo Ali Cox. For the defensive line, I'm really stoked about this defensive line too. I don't know if I'm sold on Chase Young like a lot of you guys are, but he did have the connection with Dennis Allen, so I understand it. Short 2-year contract, develop Nick Scourton, develop Austin Booker. I don't hate it, and in fact, I do kind of like it. So you've got Montez Sweat, Jervon Dexter, Walter Nolan, and Chase Young as your starters with Nick Scourton, Poona Ford, Andrew Billings, and Austin Booker as your rotational guys, with C.J. West developing in the wings as a late-round pick. He was our second-to-last pick, 7th round. And then Daniel Hardy and Jonathan Ford, who will probably end up on the practice squad for the Bears. And then on our nickels and our linebackers, we re-signed Josh Blackwell. You got Kyler Gordon, of course. Let's throw him an extension. We got to give him an extension immediately. Get that done. Jack Sanborn came back. Swayze Bozeman, who came over in free agency as well from the Chiefs on their practice squad, special teams guy. And then Jackson Woodard, who I am a huge fan of. You guys know that by now. And then quarterbacks and safeties, no big changes here. We didn't draft one, and I think the Bears will draft one. But I like the approach you guys took. It was a lot of fun. So Jalen Johnson, Terrell Smith, and company look really good there. But Chicago Bears, fan-led mock draft. Just want to do a quick update on this. I'm going to link the video of the live. For anybody who wants to watch it, we will do another one before the actual draft after free agency, so we see what the Bears actually do in free agency. But I do appreciate you guys being a part of this, having fun with me, having fun with the Bears community, because this is a lot of fun for all of us. So till next time, we'll keep bringing you everything Chicago Bears, all the news, all the updates, all the combine stuff going on. Going to give you the best that I can from it, so please hit that subscribe button. Please like the video, hit the notifications, and until next time, the Bears and bear down.